Hi, this is Mo for Global 23. I'm gonna here walk you through our Selenium test cases design and what we have done. Okay, so we chose to go with Leon website and we designed these test cases. It was pretty straightforward. We familiarized ourselves first with the software and it was straightforward to use. So we designed all these test cases. As for me, I'm gonna go over login with invalid credential and login with valid credential. So if we go here to this, it's gonna open the website, then resize it, click on login, and then go over to fill up the login form, and then click login. At the end, we have this assertion here to make sure like we had the login button still present because we didn't successfully log in. This is invalid credential for login. So if we run the test case here, as you can see, open the website. Now I'm gonna have to log out for the test to start. So I logged out. This now is gonna start. Pick up on clicking the login, fill up the form with the wrong information, obviously, and then hit login. And as you can see here, we have an error message and the login button still present, so it's fast. And also I'm gonna run with a valid credential, so I'm gonna run it. Same process, but with the valid information. Now I'm gonna click on the login. Now I'm gonna fill up the login information. It's a login, valid login information, and now we are asserting that we have the account here presented. And we're done. Thank you. Hey, this is Mo. I'm gonna here walk you through our test cases for the increasing the strength for the mutation testing. So here we have this method. It's the expand to include. Test case number one, and we're gonna start one mutation that have been killed by our test cases. By our this specific test case. So here we see that the test case is commented, and we run that sees like the negated conditional, which is changing the equal to non-equal, not covered in here. And here right now we're gonna uncomment this test case and run it again to see that it have been killed. And here we're gonna see this method, and we are uncommented this method, and we're gonna run VT again. Okay, and here is running, and we're gonna see that lines 302 negated conditional. Scroll all the way down to negation have been killed by our test cases. Here I'm gonna show you this one survive mutation change conditional boundary. Now it shows not covered because our test cases for this method expand to include is commented. When we run this, we uncomment these and okay, just uncomment all of these, and then now as you can see uncomment the test cases. We run the JUnit, and now we're gonna run the VIT mutations. Run as VIT mutations. May take a while. Okay. We're gonna go to the summary. As we can see, range and go 305. And number one, change conditional boundary survived even though with our test cases, all our test cases are uncommented with the old from 7.3 and the new ones. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Steve. I'm from Group 23. I'm going to be making some presentations here on the range testing. So I've already run the JUnit. You can see we've got successful test runs here. I will move forward with the PIT mutation testing. right, so you can see our overall metrics here. This is going to range. And first off, we're going to look at a survive mutation. And this would be line 225. We can see here a number of mutations actually survived here in line 225. I'm interested in particularly number 6 here. This incrementation mutation is actually a urinary operator insertion when you go to the documents. And so basically what happens here is the second double variable is incremented after it's called. And so this range object still gets created and created correctly. And so this is an equivalent mutant and undetectable. Okay, so next I've commented out all the combine method testing here, so we can see we'll see that there is a mutation that occurs here, a negated operator here, so it becomes not equal to, and we'll see that when I uncomment this code here, this test here actually catches this mutation. So I've already run JUnit and pit. So we can go to the line. Just trying to be more convenient and save time in the presentation. Okay, so we can see negated conditional no coverage. So I have uncommented the combined test number 1, which will catch the mutation error, the negated conditional. I'm just going to, I've already run JUnit. You can see the one more test has been run there. And now we'll run pit. And we will go to range. We'll go to 217. And now we can see that this mutation has been killed. Thank you.
Hi, Steve here again. I'm going to run you through a couple of Selenium IDE web tests here. The first one is search for an existing item. So we're going to search for a sofa. We're going to get our results. And we get a successful test. All right, next we're going to discuss a register new user with invalid information test here. A bunch of steps to enter basically personal information, and we're going to purposely put in an incorrect postal code and watch how the test executes successfully. Okay, so we're going to try to create a new account here, adding email, password, last name, and so forth. Okay, now the postal code here, you can see that the test is showing that is trying to check for valid postal code, but it's an invalid. And so eventually here the test will stop successfully because the create account button still remains, i.e. we didn't move to the next page. And that's the assertion there I mentioned at the end. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Ken. I'm going to run you through the turning on filtering test. I'm just going to turn down the speed a bit so it's easier to follow. And here we go, running the test. I'll make it full screen for us. So we're going to head over to mattresses in this test. Going to scroll down to shop all mattresses. So here we're shopping all the mattresses. And Here we turned on the filtering for Twin XL, and we have an assert to make sure it is this single item in Leon Storm. Now I'm going to run you through the turn off filtering test. So again, we had to Leons. We're going to head over to mattresses again. And we are going to filter, head to all mattresses, filter it to that single one, single king here. We can see the filtering going on. Then we're going to unfilter it, and we're going to do another filter, unfilter it, and then check that original item in that original list and make sure that it's back to normal. And so we check the text and make sure it's that mattress that is the original one in the original list. Hey, this is our original test suite here, and I've run the pit summary already to save us time, as it takes a bit of time. So here we're looking at this method, public static double, calculate column total. And we have a test up here for it. And so I'm going to show you some mutations that were killed here. So these we substitute the total with from 0 to 1, and those were killed. And we can see that how this method works is it takes this total and then sums up all the numbers. And so here we have 1, 2, and 3, and if we sum those up, we get 6. And obviously, if we start at 1, we're going to get 7, and so that isn't the result we expected, so that's one that we get killed. One that we didn't kill here is this first one. So less than to not equal survived. So let's take a look at why that survived. So we have this less than here, r less than row count, was changed to r does not equal row count. And so those are equivalent statements in terms of this for loop, and thus it's an equivalent mutant, and thus it survived.
Hey there, I'm Hollis. I'm going to walk you through some of our GUI testing. This one's going to be for adding an item to a wish list after logging in. So I'm going to run the test here. Website pops up. I'm just going to make it full screen so you have an easier time seeing it. I'm going to navigate over to the furniture, then to the sofas, and we're going to look for one of the first items to add to our wish list. We're going to come down to the first sofa, click on that. In the bottom right here, we see a view wish list and a heart. So first we're going to add it to the wish list. Then we're going to view our wish list. And then we're going to have an assert statement down here that's going to make sure that this item has been added to our wish list. And now we're going to show you removing an item from the wish list. So I'm going to hit start here. It's already full screen here. We're going to go to my account where we can view my wish list. We see the sofa that we added before. We're going to hit the remove button to remove this from our wish list, and the Leon's website pops up with this no items text. So that's what we're going to wait for within our test suite. Make sure that the website has this no items.
Hey there, so I'm going to show you some of the mutants from our original test suite that were and were not killed. So if we look down here at our return, line 213, can see that the post increment, mutation number 1, has survived. And if we think about why that is, this post increment will return the regular value of total before total has changed. So this mutation is an equivalent mutant because it does not change the performance of the code. However, if we look at one that was killed, we have pre-increment, mutation number 6. And in this case, this does change the code because total is incremented before it is returned. So this will return an incorrect total, and our test cases have caught it. So this shows an example of an equivalent mutant that survived, mutation number 1, and a mutant that was correctly caught by our test suite, mutant number 6.